Our chief meteorologist, Natasha Ramsahai, is tracking Beryl. Natasha, this is a pretty historic storm. It's the earliest Category 5 storm ever to form in the Atlantic, gaining intensity pretty fast. And may I mention, this early into hurricane season?
Absolutely. So, it was setting records on the weekend. We were talking about it being the first 4. Now it's the first 5 and the strongest on record this early in the year. Going back a couple of months, Colorado State University and NOAA issued their forecasts for the Atlantic Hurricane Basin. These were the numbers. This is the historic average, and it was for both of them the most aggressive forecast that they had ever put out. When we take a look at hurricane season, it usually peaks around September 10th. Here's where we are now. Major hurricanes, that's a 3 or higher in red. None, right? So Beryl is the first of its kind for sure. And these things are getting stronger faster. We've talked about rapid intensification, and that's when you have 55 kilometers per hour in strength in 24 hours. Back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, you used to see maybe 2 to 4 of these types of storms. We're now seeing 6, 7, 8, and even 9 of these storms per year as we've moved into the 2000s. And when we start talking about even stronger intensification, like 94 kilometers per hour strengthening in 24 hours. We never used to even have those in the 80s. And now we are starting to see between 2 and 4 of these really quickly developing storms. And, the hot water, record warmth across the Atlantic Basin and the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico is helping. 26.5 degrees is all these things need to survive for fuel. These storms are entering waters of 29 to 30 degrees. So not only do we talk about heat waves when it comes to air, Faiza, but we're also pretty much saying that the ocean has a fever, and the ocean has been acting like it's August, but it's only July. And in fact, it's been acting like it's August even back in the spring.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the path of this storm and also why it's so significant, why it matters how the storm or where the storm tracks, and why that makes a difference in terms of where it's hitting and how.
Yeah, so I'll show you the track. The latest track is forecast to take this just to south of Jamaica, possible landfall in southern Jamaica, past the Cayman Islands, over towards the Yucatan. Now, there will be some weakening of the storm as it heads towards, this is your Cancun here, and then across the Gulf of Mexico, okay? But I want to show you something, because if we were to slice hurricanes in 4, right, so quarters, the upper front quadrant and the bottom right quadrant. So these 2 sections of the storm are your most devastating areas. That's where you see the strongest winds, highest risk for tornadoes, highest risk here for storm surge and for flooding as well. So that right front quadrant, this is the area that we are most concerned with. On the left side, it's still bad, but you're not getting as strong winds or as strong as of a storm surge here. And so let me show you that track again. Here's the concern. There's the direction of motion. This puts Jamaica in that right front quadrant along with the Cayman Islands. So storm surge and wind damage are going to be the 2 biggest threats with these. And Faiza, hot on its heels, we could potentially be looking at another system following the exact same track as we head into the latter part of this week.
Okay, Chief Meteorologist Natasha Ramsahai tracking Hurricane Beryl for us. Natasha, thank you so much for this.
Thank you.